There have been some massive changes in climate and weather through history. You've had ice ages when continuous winter happened all the way down into where the United States is now.
Thousands of years ago, the glaciers started to melt. And when they did, the water had to go somewhere, and it formed a river, which we call the Mississippi River. The topsoil of all of these states and parts of Canada emptied into the bowels of the Mississippi River.
The river starts to fill in its valley, and then it gets to the coast. Then it starts building land out into the Gulf of Mexico.
Deltas began to form in coastal Louisiana. The bottom topography of the sea was right, the amount of sediment coming down, a lot of things fell into place so that a delta could begin to form.
The Mississippi River has shifted a number of times during geologic time, and river systems like the Mississippi, they'll come down one channel, and then every year they flood to make the natural levee, and then after a while they shift because they're trying to find the fastest route to the sea.
Maybe 1,500 years ago, the Mississippi River traveled through what is now the city of New Orleans. When it moved to where it is today, it left the Metairie Ridge and the Gentilly Ridge.
60 to 70% of the city is below sea level. The areas along the river are pretty much above sea level.
In South Louisiana, the high ground is next to the river. Unlike any place else in the country where you go down to the river, in Louisiana we have to first go up and then down to the river.
The most stable parts of the city tend to be the older parts of the city, because that's where the high ground was.
In New Orleans, the natural levees probably were 10 feet high, right next to the river, and then they progressively slope away.
From the high ground, which is basically the French Quarter, in just a matter of tens of blocks, the land tapered off such that there was a marsh between the French Quarter and the lake.